Hey guys, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. Nathan just got home from work and now I'm about to put him to work. So we are actually going out of town tonight. Well, no, we're going out of town in the morning.
Yeah.
Which by the time you guys see this, we will already be on the road to our destination. So Nathan surprised me with an apothecary workshop put on by our friend Tina. We met her at HOA, her and her daughter, and they are just sweet as can be. And so her farm is putting on an apothecary workshop. They're having someone come in and teach it. And invited us to come. Nathan surprised me with it. We're taking the kiddos. We got somebody farm sitting here. And yeah, it'll just be really fun to kind of tour their farm and be able to learn. You guys know we have a lot of herbs. We've done a lot of like tinctures and things like that in the past, but really just kind of learning more, I guess, about how to utilize those herbs better.
Yeah, we've never really dove really deep into it. We've made a couple things. Tinctures taste like doo-doo. So,
True that.
you know, they work, but they're nasty, you know, and so we just dabbled in it.
Yeah, so I think this will be a good opportunity. And of course, we're getting ready to go out of town, and what happens? We've had the most beautiful spring-like weather ever. I mean, really, like high 70s, 80s. You guys know, I mean, I was outside working. It was just great. We've got a blizzard coming tonight, and literally, like, I just got off the phone with a friend, and a couple hours from here, like in Fayetteville, I mean, like, the blizzard has hit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and so, you know.
It's coming our way.
It's coming our way. We don't have a lot of time left. We still got to pack and prepare to get on the road early in the morning.
Still got to do laundry to pack.
I know. I think I did a video once upon a time, and it says I'm a bad housewife in the winter. Here it is. Go check it out.
That's funny.
I'm really a bad housewife all the time. Okay, laundry, plant things. Laundry, plant things.
Back to our trip.
So, needless to say, we're about to leave in a, like, I think this is for real. I think the blizzard really is coming. So now we've got to make sure that heaters are set up in the greenhouses on timers.
All the animals have plenty of water.
And hay, you know, bedding, things like that. And so we're kind of scrambling like, oh snap, this hit us out of nowhere, really. I mean, the weather was fine, and then it was just like broadcasted all across the news around here. The schools are like, hey, be prepared.
I think it's hitting several states. I mean, it's a pretty big cold.
So there's a good chance that if it really does do this, the kids won't actually have school on Monday. But we're just trying to lock down the farm and get ready for this winter weather 2.0 or whatever it is. So hopefully there's no ice. All my little overwintered flowers, you guys, I mean,
those poor things.
There is something so valuable about learning. And I keep trying to tell myself that there's something so valuable about learning. But we spent so much time starting all these overwinter flowers. And we started these back in like the summer, you know, and we transplanted them. We put the 9-gauge wire, we put the row cover. But when you go from like 80 to 20 or teens overnight, like it doesn't matter what you do. Your plants are just going to take a beating, and I am sad to report that a lot of our overwintered flowers have done that. I went to a local farm today, Bell Urban Farm, and was talking with her, and she's also having the same problem. She's like, we've done everything, but when you have this crazy weather that's fluctuating so quickly, it just is really, really hard on your plants. And so we have been noticing that, but I'm not going to, we took the row cover off. I'm not going to put row cover on. If they're dead, they're dead. I literally feel like I've done everything to ensure that they aren't going to die, and most of them have already died. So
yeah. Well, this is the third round they've been hit with. You know.
I know of like
hot, cold, hot, cold.
I know, cold. Arkansas, get it together.
Yeah.
You guys, where should we move? We're open. I'm just kidding. We're not moving, but
not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. But this weather's making me really, really question it. So we're just gonna go check on everything, mainly just make sure the animals have bedding. Like I said, we do have a farm sitter, so we'll probably have them bring Lily in because she's our little short-haired dog. I am gonna go ahead, this morning when we woke up, the sun was shining. I mean, the temperatures have definitely started dropping throughout the day. So I'm gonna close up everything in the greenhouses, go ahead and pop the heater on. What are your list of chores?
I'm gonna make sure all the watering bowls and watering pans are full. That way I can shut the pump off or turn the heater on in the pump house and close it up, and hopefully your dad won't have to you know, kick the water back on. So.
Yeah. Also, you guys, I'm going to show you, but all my daffodils, not all of them, but a good bit of my daffodils finally started to bloom. And what do you know?
We get the snow.
We get the snow. Are you running away from me? Have you seen the daffodils yet?
Yeah.
You have? Okay, I'm going to show them. I'll be honest, daffodils have never been like just my favorite, but we grew some pretty stinking cool varieties this year. So, check out that beauty. And then I have all my Sir Winston Churchills haven't popped up yet, but some of these over here have. So this is the pink charm. Look how yellow that one is. So pretty. So a lot of these, you know, have buds coming up, but I don't know about that anymore. And then Jess had planted daffodils in the cottage garden and irises and tulips, and she told me she wasn't sure if the tulips were going to come back up, and I'm only seeing about 2 of them, but the irises have all sprouted up, so we're going to leave those there this year. And then the daffodils are starting to sprout, and they're really pretty too. I'm not sure what variety these are. I'm sure I could message her and she would know. But check out how stunning these little things are. So that's awesome. And you guys can see down there, that's all the irises. So another thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about was the cottage garden. I think probably for the first time since we moved, I've actually had the headspace to be able to come in here and lay out a plan. The cottage garden kind of took a back burner when we first moved. We were cleaning out the summer garden, getting ready to plant. We were getting the high tunnel ready, building greenhouses, the whole 9 yards. And so we kind of knew, like, we're gonna clean out the cottage garden, but we're not really gonna touch that until we have the time and the space to really like figure out a plan for it. And so we did that this week. We got a plan for the cottage garden. It feels really good. It feels really good, but part of that was moving all the roses. So this whole back area here, we moved all the roses that were in different beds in the cottage garden here. The kids are coming out here with me a lot. I wanted the roses. These are all thorny, not very enjoyable plants to be poked by. And so we wanted them to be all back here where we have that fence. So if they do grow big, the fence will kind of, you know, keep a barrier. And then I thought it would just be really pretty to have just this whole back spot kind of lined up. And the idea is when you walk into the cottage garden, you'll eventually, in a few years, all these roses will be big. So this will be big and full, and then you'll have the trellis, which we're hoping to put some sort of native climbing vine, so you'll have that, and then the other side you'll just have this whole row of blackberries. So we kept all the blackberries, and so the idea is you'll like kind of be coming into like this secret garden. You're not really gonna know what you get until you get inside of it, which is really kind of cool. So it has been really fun trying to get a plan for this. We got a space for the willow tree. We're also gonna have a little pollinator patch in here. We're gonna be putting a lot of perennials, but then leave an area where we can plant annuals. We have some shrubs going in. Our asparagus have started popping up, so we're probably gonna plant a few more of those. And then we're actually going to be moving the blueberries from the the blackberries from the kids garden over here too, and we'll have that whole little patch. But there'll be like hydrangeas right when you walk in. I should probably just do an entire video on telling you the plan for the cottage garden. So we're excited to just have a plan. We have a lot of stuff to do as far as weed management in here, because the Bermuda grass is insane, and so we wanted to not plant as much and really try to tackle the grass. So we're gonna buy like craft paper, lay it down, make sure that we're doing everything right. That way when our plants do come in, it's just a lot more manageable for us to take care of it. But she's naked right now, but hopefully in a few months she'll start filling out. We're pretty excited about that. But we're getting there, you guys. It just takes a while. Rome wasn't built overnight. That's what I keep telling myself. What, babe?
You unhook your water hose?
I have not unhooked my water hose. Thank you. You're so sweet. Another thing that was on my list to do today was to start the rest of our peppers. However, it's late afternoon and not enough time in the day, so Sean's gonna come over and plant peppers while we're gone, or start peppers in the greenhouse, I should say. We got several different varieties. I think we're starting 80 of them. I know. Nathan gave me the look. That's a lot of stinking peppers.
All I gotta say is you better save some room for my okra.
Save some room for your okra. So I want to show you guys what I did here. If you guys remember, this is where the sunnies were last year. This is where the sunnies will also be this year. We got this huge silage tarp from Bootstrap Farmer. You guys can see it's like 54 foot. All right, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but the wind is picking up, and it is, I mean, the temperature is dropping drastically fast. I feel like a news anchor over here. But we laid out this huge silage tarp, so we had clear plastic, and we tried to do that last year to help kill off the weeds. Then we had landscape fabric, and I'll be honest, y'all, it was just a hot mess. And so we ordered the silage tarp from Bootstrap Farmer. We have the black side up, that way it's just gonna cook all the weeds. And the plan is, when, you know, spring starts happening, all the like grass that's in here, this is just gonna kill it all. We'll end up taking the silage tarp off. We'll plant sunnies in here this year, so we'll have sunflowers in this whole area. I still have a few rows of garlic on the back side that we kept. And then what we'll do is this fall, once we take, you know, after we have our last round of sunflowers in the summer, we'll take a tractor and we'll end up leveling all of this out. There's that white plastic underneath here. We're gonna rip all of that up and really clean and level out this whole area so we can have this be a flower production moving forward. Or since Nathan really wants to grow okra and that takes up a lot of room, we could do half of this in flower production, half of this in okra production. But I think if we can level it and lay down plastic, get a grip on all the weeds, it'll be a lot easier to manage and just stay cleaner, because this is a great space on our farm to utilize for production. I'm just kind of anal and so I didn't like how it was just a hot mess, you guys, and so I really want it to look clean, and the goal is, you guys know, you know, in the next year or so to have workshops out here. And so if you're coming and you're doing these workshops by the tunnels, I would love to just have this beautiful space of either flowers growing or vegetables growing. And I think it would just be a really good opportunity to show people a no-dig, no-till style of gardening. So we've got, you know, the raised bed gardens, we've got growing in a tunnel, and this would just be another way that we could show people that you can grow food. And really, you could come to our farm and hopefully take any of these practices away and be able to implement it on your own farm. And so that feels really good. And it just feels good to have it clean. So we just have it secured with posts and wood. You could use sandbags, however I just put all of my sandbags up and the wood was already down here, and so it was just easier to put it on there. But let's see how warm it is in the tunnel. Oh yeah, it feels pretty good in here. I need to water everything. I got one of my tables done. Look how nice this is. And we actually up-potted cabbage and kohlrabi yesterday. So we've got tiara cabbage, this is a really cute little market cabbage. A lot of market growers start these and sell them. They're just like small little heads. And then we have our kohlrabi, which is Nathan's favorite. And so we've got about 20 of each of those plants. So I'm gonna give everything a good water in here. I mean, that wind is intense. Huh? Probably not. I turned it up. I came out here this morning and turned everything off. That was me. Alright, something else I want to tell you guys. This is just going to be a video of all the things. So we did our Harvest Collection collaboration with Bootstrap Farmer. We came up with these really cool pots. I ended up doing 5 different colors. We had a chili red, a mahogany, a pewter, a green, and this desert sand, which personally the desert sand is my favorite. What's your favorite color?
Honestly, probably that one.
I know.
I like it too.
I do too. But you guys, the reds were like a hot commodity, but something really cool. This is like one of those moments when you put a lot of work into something and you're like, oh yeah, that's how I was feeling. So I got a call from Nick. He's my guy at Bootstrap Farmer, and he's like, hey Jill, like we're almost sold out of the Harvest Collection. So the last bit of the Harvest Collection, they are shipping to us so we can bring with us to the Okie Homesteading Conference. So if you want to get some of the last Harvest Collection pots available, make sure you're coming to the Okie Homesteading Conference. Make sure you stop by our booth so you can get your hands on some.
Plus, we will have some that you've never seen before.
You will. Can I tell them about it a little?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to be talking a lot more next week. A lot of what we're talking about is the conference and what we're doing, gearing up for that, what it looks like for us, the madness, you know, before we do something like this. But when they're making the trays and they switch from one color to another color, it ends up making this swirl. And it's a swirl between 2 different colors, and they look kind of tie-dye. They're just like really, really cool. But Bootstrap has never sold those because you can't, it's not consistent. They could never guarantee that you would always get that because it's always different. And so they gave me majority of the swirls that happened with my collection, and they were like, hey, you do with this what you want to do with this. And so next week we're going to be doing a giveaway on our Instagram, so make sure that you're checking us out over there. And then we're also going to be taking these to the conference, which I think will be really cool. I want to keep some for me here on the farm, but I'm just going to keep probably 10 or so, and we are going to sell the rest. And so we are looking forward to that. And I don't know, it just felt so good to know that like we did something, it was received so well from you guys. We've had great feedback, and so we really do appreciate you guys supporting us and Bootstrap Farmer. And this is definitely something we're going to continue to do in the future, so make sure you stay tuned for details on future collaborations with them. But this wind is kicking and it is getting
It is cold, that's why I came in here.
I know. All right, well, you ready to go back inside? We got to pack.
Let's do this.
We got to pack our children. We got to pack our stuff.
Nothing like waiting until the last minute.
Nothing like waiting until the night before. That's all right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm hoping to get some footage over the weekend of the class and just their farm. So Monday's vlog might be a short and sweet one, but I'm hoping to at least have some content while we're gone to show you guys next week.
What is Tina's farm is Honeysuckle Farm on Instagram, right?
Yeah, and she has a YouTube too, right?
I think she does.
Yeah, I'll find her stuff and link it down below. Like I said, she's super, super sweet. We are so happy to have met her and so many great people at HOA, and I think that's really what we're hoping for out of this Okie Homesteading Conference too, is to meet people who are in closer proximity to us. I know a lot of people are going to be traveling in for that event, but it is just such a great opportunity to get to meet the faces of so many of you guys who comment on our videos regularly, who are buying stuff from our shop, who are supporting us in so many ways. To be able to hug your neck and say thank you really does mean a lot, and Tina was one of those. She supported us like she was faithful. She still is faithful, and I appreciate that so much. And now being able to pour back into her farm and see what she's doing, I'm excited for that opportunity. So I hope you guys will go check her out and everything that she's doing. But we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys.